Andy Austin here, talking to you from the attic deep in the heart of the isolation zone with another Metaphors of Movement metaphor analysis. Okay, so this one has been sent in. I shall read you the description. They are sitting on the bar of a children's merry-go-round, and it's moving clockwise. There's a few clouds, a bright blue sky. In front, left and right are pebbles making up the ground. Behind him is a path. The atmosphere on the left is a little more clear than on the right. So let's get this thing drawn up and see what we can do with this analysis. Let's see what we've got here. So this is a person who's probably getting a bit sick of this situation. They're sick of going round and round and round, just spinning round in circles, never getting anywhere. They're constantly on the go. They're constantly moving. They're moving in the right circles. They're going the right way. They're just not making any progress. They're unable to get off this thing. They're on a bit of a trip that's going nowhere. They're having a bit of a ride. They're being taken for a ride that's going nowhere. They're in a bit of a spin. They're being spun round. It's child's play, really. This is a childish thing. This is not a grown-up thing. This is not suitable for adults. This is something children would enjoy that an adult wouldn't necessarily find great pleasure in. It seems that what's right for them isn't so clear as what is left. It's clear what's left. It's just not so clear what's right. There's a path behind them. There's a path in the background. We don't know where the path goes, but the path is behind them in the background. They're too busy spinning around. They're obviously not able to see very far, and this is one of the problems about motion and movement within experiential metaphor, is that often people are only able to pay attention to the immediate proximity of what is in front of them, well, in this case, what's all around them, but they can't see very far. Now in the background here you can hear Stumpy, our seagull, on the roof. Love is in the air. It is springtime here in the isolation zone, and they are beginning to build the nest, so we'll have yet another flock of seagulls to be feeding. For those that don't know, Stumpy is the one-legged seagull. He's going to be around about 26, 27 years old. He's been at this property for a very long time. He came with the property. He actually lives in the garden here. And springtime relocates to the roof, so all future videos will have a chorus of seagulls and the sounds of seagull love. None of those things will be of concern to this individual. They are very much at the centre of this, and as far as they are concerned, whilst they're in a spin, everything is revolving around them. And being on a disc here, they're at the edge of that disc, but they're very much at the centre of things here. They're at the centre of all the action, of all the movement. They are the attraction of the scene. So this is a person who really needs to step off this. This is a person who needs to stand on their own 2 feet and get grounded and down to earth. And we have to ask the reason as to why they don't. For those who have done the training, you'll be aware that there's an element here that this is in motion. Even though it's not going anywhere, it is providing movement for the individual. So this would classify as a transportation metaphor. I suspect that this is very much a work-related issue, even if the reported problem is not within the context of work. And in order for them to basically change the thing that they're sick of, it means they have to step down from this. And this is the problem they've got. Whilst this spins them, they are very much being supported by it. And to basically change this, they're going to have to change their position. It is the position the person has adopted which both elevates them and also gives them a 360-degree view of the world that has got them in the spin, and they're probably getting sick of it, and they might be a little bit stuck on this now. It's very hard if it's spinning fast. We don't know the speed, but when things are spinning fast, it can actually be quite dangerous to just simply jump off it. So it might be the transition for this person to take the step from here to changing their position. The timing has to be perfect, because if they step off at the wrong time, if they change their position at the wrong time, they're going to end up in the wrong place. And so they probably want to step off in the right place. However, they can't see what's right, or what's right isn't very clear. Also, what they look forward to isn't much different to what's left, right, or really what's in the background, although there's a path behind them. So we know they've come away to get to this position, and now, essentially, we'd be suggesting they change their position. Or not, they're welcome to stay there, it makes no difference to me. My life's okay up here in the attic, in the isolation zone. Now the pebbles are interesting. So the ground that they would get to be grounded by or take steps on, they wouldn't be able to step off this thing quietly in order to take that step, to take that leap, to change their position, they would end up really drawing attention to themselves. So as they step, that step is going to make some noise. And that noise may attract attention, and they may not want that attention to be attracted. Or the exact opposite, they may want that attention attracted. So these are some of the considerations I would have with this particular individual. Now, what's further off for them? What is it they look forward to in the distance? We don't know. They haven't given that data. What is actually right for them? We don't know. And what is left for them? We don't know. What's in the background? Just a path? We don't know. So this is a person who, because of the position they've adopted, they're pretty short-sighted. They're not paying attention to a greater perspective. They're so busy taking in a 360-degree view of the world, with their eyes all around them, seeing everything that's going on, they're actually seeing nothing. And they're able to report back very little indeed. So this is a person who may pride themselves on being broad-minded and having a very wide view of the world. They don't actually get to see anything at all. So they don't know what it is they look forward to. They don't know what's right. They don't know what's left. They don't know what's over the horizon for them. They only know the situation that they're in. And my projection is they're probably getting a bit sick of this. They're in a bit of a spin. They're a bit dizzy. However, I know that some people like that. I can remember as a child, I had this weird thing. There was a swing my dad had put up in a tree at the bottom of the garden, and I used to spin it around to wind up the ropes until it was as high as it could go, and then unspin myself, spin it round. I always knew it was going to make me sick, but for some reason I just had to do it anyway. Not very often. And so sometimes there's a bit of a compulsion to these things. Why? Well, there's not a lot else going on. Oh, and in this metaphor, there's not a lot else going on. They haven't given us anything of any interest in this metaphor apart from, well, there's some pebbles all around, stony path, stony ground, and there we have the other detail. There's a lack of clear path. There's a path behind them which got them to where they are today, but there's no path on from this point. So they don't know which direction to go because they're a follower of a path. Now, not everyone's a follower. Some people like to follow the path, some people are trailblazers, some people build their own path, some people have followers. This is not a person, it seems to me, too willing to actually find their own path, make their own path, or explore the territory in which they find themselves. Some people, for their security, they'd like a path to be on. And here, the only path they have is back, and no one likes going back, just like they don't like going down, because back and down is backing down. So to move forwards on a path, there isn't one. This person may be waiting for a clear leader, clear direction. They may be waiting for a path to be built for them. They may be waiting for someone else to make the decision. And all the while, they're keeping themselves busy, going round and round and round, learning more and more about the world as they take it all in and study ever more stuff about the world. They have to know it all before making a decision as to which step to take. I've met these people. They're often called coaches or IT professionals. What they often will do is they never actually get to do the thing that makes them successful because they have to go and do another course. They have to go and learn something new. They have to go and find a new angle, a new perspective, a new thing to learn, and then they'll be ready to take the step. They'll never take the step. I've seen too many of those people over the years. It is quite extraordinary to me. They're just constantly learning more stuff to get ready to take that step. And 10 years, 20 years passes. They're not coaches or IT professionals. They're unemployed. Which is what may well happen to this person as they just keep going round and round and round and round. For those that have done level 2 and for those that are interested in level 6, think about the time considerations here. Is time moving or still? Is time linear or is time cyclical? Are they forward thinking or retrospective thinking? When you put those three things together inside this metaphor, you're going to find out exactly what's wrong with that person. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to come and do the level 2 training. For those that have done level 2, come to the level 6. Hopefully, the corona chaos will be over by then, and it won't affect the training, because that's not until December, so it's ages away yet. But that's the first time we're going to do level 6. And in fact, I'll use this exact example within the level 6 training to give you the advanced elements of time predication that's within the metaphor, and that will tell you everything you need to know about this person's personality and what it is they do for a living. Join us then in level 6 if you want to. Comment section below. Always interested in other people's perspectives. Any idioms that I've missed, any ideas or concepts you think, hang on, you didn't mention that one, Austin. Stick it in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe. You know the YouTube stuff. You know what to do. See you in the next video.